Hi, this is Jake with Optimus Futures, and in this video, I'll be showing you how to configure email and platform notifications for Optimus News. Now, if you aren't already familiar with it, Optimus News strives to keep you up to date with the most recent news events and events that have influence on the financial markets. Now, one way of keeping you on top with all the latest information is through notifications. And there's several ways we deliver these notifications to you. If you watch some of our other videos or are somewhat familiar with Optimus News, there is a voice assistant which will audibly notify you of events and tweets that can potentially influence the market. We do have text notifications, which you'll receive down here in the bottom right-hand corner of our platform window. And we also have email notifications. Now, all of these can be broken down and configured to receive the notifications that you're specifically interested in. Now, to customize email and platform notifications, this can be done by accessing the submenu up here in the top left-hand corner. This is the three horizontal lines. And from here, we can scroll down to emails and notifications. So as you can see, these are our settings here, and there are several notifications that we can potentially subscribe to. Now, this current section we're currently in is for emails specifically. Now, I would like to mention that the events and the notifications you are potentially going to receive are all going to be configured down below here. So before we do get into our specific email notifications, just remember that these notifications are going to be customized and catered to the events that you select down below. So as you can see, we can either filter these events by the name, which is in alphabetical order, or the type of currency that the events are related to. So as you can see, we have the Canadian dollar. So if we'd like, we can subscribe to events that have relevance to employment change, the GDP. For the euro, we can subscribe to events relative to CPI or just relative to specifically German CPI. There's a ton of different events that can be subscribed to. Currently, by default, we are subscribed to receive notifications for every single type of event. But if you feel that you may be getting flooded with notifications, or you just don't trade specific currencies and would like to deactivate those events, this can easily be done so under the event section of emails and notifications. Now, to disable one of the various event notifications, simply left click the bell icon. And this can be done and reactivated by, once again, just left clicking on that event card. As you can see down in the bottom, when you do either enable or disable one of those events, you will get a notification that you're either following or unfollowing that specific event card. So just keep that in mind. This can also be reconfigured in the markets, and then you can receive the type of notifications for those specific markets. But for now, let's focus on our email, starting from top down. So as you can see, we can receive emails, and our first notification type will be for opt-in to platform tutorials. These will just be small, brief emails of resources on how to get started with Optimus News. This isn't absolutely necessary, but we do suggest it for new and first-time users. Feel free to also use our video guide for help as well. Now, the next two are pretty important. We do have our morning and our evening digest emails. If you have watched our platform introduction video, these can be configured at the very start of the platform when you first log in for the first initial time. If not, you can always come back to this section and reconfigure it. But the morning email digest pretty much just gives you a summary of the upcoming events for that day, catered to the events that you subscribe to in this following section. The evening pretty much just gives you a summary of all of the events that occurred during that day, including the magnitude of surprise. So it pretty much just reflects on that past trading day rather than giving you a preview of the upcoming events such as the morning digest does. Now below that, you do have your weekly start and your weekly summary. These function very similar to the morning and the evening digest, but instead of giving it to you on a daily basis, this will just notify you of any of the upcoming events for the week ahead, while the weekly summary breaks down all the past events that you have subscribed to down in the section below, and it gives you a summary of any magnitude of surprise or trade insights from those past events. Now that wraps up email notifications, but as you can see down in the bottom right hand corner, we're constantly receiving notifications. These are text-based and they're considered push notifications. Now, depending on the package you are subscribed to, or if you are a free user, you may be limited into the push notifications that you do receive. But some of the very crucial ones that we find are very helpful are the upcoming news event releases. So as you can see, we have notification to push out 5 minutes before releases. This can be enabled by simply left clicking. Then we have our actual release time, or once the event has taken place, we have prospective insights on that event. So as you can see, you can subscribe to several types of push notifications that instead of either emailing you or giving you a voice alert, it can be simply configured through text. Now there are 2 different other trade ideas which can be used and utilized by upgrading to a different package. These are the potential news-driven trade ideas and trade ideas for specific events. Now, as I did allude to before, we can subscribe to push notifications for certain markets as well. So if you would like to be notified through text of when the European market or the US market is open, this can be done so here. And we do have one for the close of the Euro market and US market as well. Finally, we do have specific trade ideas driven through your watch list, which can be enabled on the bottom. This will require an upgrade to the full version of the product to be utilized. But that just about does it for this video, guys. Optimus News, like I mentioned before, strives to keep you up to date with the most recent events that have influence on the financial markets. Using emails and notifications for the platform are extremely crucial for success, and they should be utilized, especially since that is what Optimus News revolves around, keeping you up to date with all the news events that influence the financial markets. But if you did enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you do have any further questions, feel free to post them on our forum at community.optimusfutures.com. Once again, thanks for watching.